All right, next up, we got Minnesota and Cal. Minnesota 2-point road favorites, 44 the total in this game. Minnesota making that long trip to the West Coast. You always have to keep that in mind. I always want to look back, see how they did on the West Coast last year. And they actually got lucky last year that they only had to make one West Coast trip last year at UCLA. 3.5-point favorites. They won 21-17. So they won and covered their one time they went out west in the Big Ten last year. Everything else, all their other road games were Midwest or in the East. So they're very fortunate. They only had to go out west once last year in Big Ten play. I like that young quarterback for Cal. I know that. I've now watched him play a couple times now. He's looked good. JKS, Jaron Kiawe, Salgapolatele. He's looked very solid for them. Not as good last week. He didn't have a touchdown pass, and he had one interception against Texas Southern. But he certainly played well against Oregon State. First game, 34 points, 3 touchdowns, no interceptions, looked very poised in the pocket. Minnesota, offense struggled against a pretty solid Buffalo team. They put up 66 points, so it was a much better showing from Drake Lindsey, Darius Taylor, and the Minnesota offense last week. But again, it was Northwestern State. You got to take it with a grain of salt there in that game. I think the value might be slightly on Cal as a home dog here, if you ask me, +2. I like that young quarterback. Minnesota, okay, they pounded the hell out of Northwestern State. Doesn't move the needle for me. Let's not forget that Buffalo, played them pretty tough, and the offense struggled as well when they played Buffalo. I mean, yeah, they lit it up against Northwestern State, but Drake Lindsey and the Minnesota offense did not look all that great on last weekend, or the first game, I should say, against Buffalo. So I'm not sure how good or bad these two teams are yet. All I know is when I've seen that young quarterback now in 2 games for Cal, especially that first game against Oregon State, he looked good enough that I don't want to bet against him. So I'm leaning a bit to Cal here as a slight home underdog. C-Mac, what do you think here? Golden Gophers, Battle of the Goldens. Golden Gophers, Golden Bears.
Golden off. Yeah, this total's low, but I think it's low for a reason. I think this game's lower scoring. I don't trust the QB play for Minnesota, but their defense can keep them in this game. We get a 3 here with Cal. I'll be tempted then. I mean, I'm already tempted now. What am I talking about?
I might bet it already, but if it ever got to +3, I'd be definitely taking Cal at +3. Yeah.
This is just not an easy spot. Minnesota to Berkeley. I love Cal as a home dog. Let's not. Come on. Talking Wyoming. Nothing gets me going more than the Cal at home dog spot. Yeah, that's what I'm looking at.
Yeah, let's not forget too. Last year, Cal with the Cal Golden Bears, they've had some of these spots too. Now they don't have Fernando Mendoza anymore, who's now at Indiana, but in those Mendoza,
that's fine. Good riddance. You know what? Maybe this kid's gonna be better. Nothing against Mendoza. He's decent.
No, he's been solid so far for Indiana. Yeah. But like I said, you're right. They had these spots where Cal at home. It was Auburn a couple of years ago in non-conference play. Yeah, Auburn. They lost 14-10, but they covered. They were right in that game, and they usually
that was a 5-point line.
Yeah,
because I was on it.
Yeah,
right.
That's right. Yep.
I remember these games. When you break the game down.
Miami. That's the one. I knew there was one last year. Yeah, Miami.
Oh, the Wild game.
Yeah, the Wild.
They blew that. They blew that. They took the gun out, shot himself right in the foot.
I remember that. Yep. This has never been an easy place for the road team going into Berkeley. So yeah, I definitely have a lean to Cal here +2.